So here's some more examples of when negative reinforcement has occurred and a non-example of when it has not occurred. So just because an aversive stimulus is in the environment doesn't mean that there's been negative reinforcement, right? So take the example of a bad smell. Let's say we have a behavior of you stand on your head. That doesn't take the bad smell away. So we have learned that, well, standing on my head isn't going to make the behavior go away. It's maybe I should take a shower if the bad smell is in fact coming from you, or we should clean our room or take out the trash or, find whatever the source of the bad smell is. And then that will increase the likelihood of that behavior happening again. So as we look at the role of antecedent stimulus, for example, the bad smell, the SD only signals the response if the individual is motivated to engage in the response. So for example, if you don't care about the bad smell, then you don't really care to take a shower. Or if I don't care that my hair looks greasy, I'm not really motivated to wash my hair, right? If I can keep my camera off as I'm recording these videos on a Saturday, then there's no need to take a shower. So for the stimulus change to work as reinforcer, the learner has to want it. Motivation is a key component, and that's where we get into motivating operations, or MOs. So there's two types of MOs, but they have to do with altering the reinforcing effectiveness of the stimuli, and therefore the momentary frequency of the responses that are reinforced by those stimuli. So it's saying that how much that consequence event, or what happens, that reinforcer, how much that is reinforcing, and we can alter that, and we can determine what the likelihood of the student engaging in a response is going to be based on their motivating operations. It's understanding that truly things are more complex than the 3-term contingency. We consider the 4-term contingency, setting events and motivating operations. You can consider this as the moment that you level up in your knowledge of ABA. So motivating operations, as said, there are two primary types. There are establishing operations and abolishing operations. EOs and AOs are the two types of MOs. Think of EOs as the tank is empty. You're in a deprivation state. EOs increase the effectiveness of a stimulus as a reinforcer because someone is in a deprivation state. Okay. I have to have the caveat that this is totally based on the individual. Turns out people are dynamic and complex and they change, right? But thinking about myself, when my tank is empty, when I'm in a deprivation state of, let's say, Netflix and alone time to watch shows that I really like, well, then if I get a moment alone, or if my sister texts me and says there's a new show on, well, then being able to complete my work, aka recording this class, and then getting it done within my daughter's nap time, I am extremely motivated to stay on task, make this video short, just kidding, and get this recording done so that I can then go watch this new show on Netflix, right? So I am in a deprivation state. I am highly motivated. On the other hand, if I had, in some imaginary world, just spent days binge watching a show, then that might not be super motivating to me, right? And so I might be satiated. And so if you say, hey, if you finish this task, you can go do some more, you can go watch some more Netflix, I might just kind of be like, meh, I don't care. So it decreases the effectiveness of a stimulus as a reinforcer. Usually if someone has free access to something, so video games, for example, or iPad as a leisure time, so then they're satiated. Okay, and so understanding EOs and AOs is what's going to really help you make sure that you are using the appropriate intensity of reinforcer when necessary.